The anatomy was still fresh on my mind. I had no idea where she was headed. And I also had to prepare for the start of school tomorrow. For the time being, I'll pick up the luggage that should have been delivered to the dormitory and greet my roommate. Oh, who's this roommate? I have a ton of things I have to do.
確かに、私のような美少女がうかつに足を踏み入れようものなら、飢えた狼たちに何をされるのか。
I feel like the godly you doesn't have to worry about that too much.
こうご期待。
Uh-huh, can't wait, can't wait.
なんで淡白な。
When you know you're clearly being teased, it's best just to let it go. After almost a year together, I get the feeling that I'm finally starting to understand how to deal with her. So, when will we meet next? Tomorrow?
はい。明日からバリバリサポートしていく予定、かっこ仮なんで、期待してくださいね。妹らしく、海外しく兄さんをお世話いたしますよ。
Thanks, but I could do without the tentatively part. But really, my little sister?
どうしました？じっと見て。ムラムラしました？
Why are you just randomly asking that? Much like anyone else would.
あ、いいですね。その女性としてちゃんと見ているアピールはグッドですよ。
To some degree, I've grown accustomed to treating you like a little sister. When I rethink things, I sometimes feel strange. Like, why did you choose my little sister in the first place, for example? It could be thought of as a simple preference, or maybe it's that. I'll do my very best, whether it's for my destined partner or as a brother to my sister. But by all means, this is gonna get awkward, so support me however you can.
お任せください、兄さん。
I hope so. You're all I've got. I had an unexpected encounter today, but I have another one waiting. My first encounter with my roommate, the person I'll be spending at least the next year in the dormitory with. Pardon me. I wonder what kind of person he'll be. Feeling a little nervous, I enter the room.
Yeah, Yoko-san.
I feel relieved to be greeted by a smiling face. Great, he's friendly. It's really good to know he's not scary. Or so you think.
久しぶりだね、はじめちゃん。
He knows you. Bro? Isn't that just a little too friendly?
おいおい、どうしたんだいその反応は。僕の方ははじめちゃんとの再会に心を躍らせていたというのに。
He calls you Hajime-chan. This is a red flag, I think. Again? So we've met before? I racked my brain trying to think at the very least. He didn't appear to be an acquaintance of mine.
なんだ、本当に覚えていないのか。僕だよ。ヨナが大善。これで思い出してくれたかな。
Taizen Yonaga. Taizen? The Taizen from next door?
そうだよ。何年ぶりかな。
Taizen! It's been ages! I remember the name Taizen Yonaga. He was what you might call a childhood friend who lived next door to me. One day he suddenly moved and we lost contact. Thought I would meet him here of all places.
全く気づかれないとは思いもよらなかったけどね。
I know, and I'm sorry, it's just that you've grown so much that I didn't recognize you. Does that mean the fact that he could recognize you means you haven't grown at all?
理由はそれだけかい？
Well, you're also a lot more attractive than you used to be.
そうだろう、そうだろう。
I see you're as laid back as ever. His family is from the Yonaga Group, one of Japan's premier companies. There's a reason that he lived next door to me and then moved. While the adults used to say this and that, we paid it no mind. We were simply good friends. That we would reunite here of all places and be roommates at that. Well, I'm not a romantic. I can't help but feel that that is fate. So you want this guy to be your destined partner?
いやー、それにしても驚いたよ。まさかの転入生がはじめちゃんで、おまけにルームメイトなんて。こんな偶然あるものなんだね。
Is the goddess in the back clacking on her phone causing this to happen? You can say that again. Here's to a good year, Taizen.
こちらこそ。学園で困ったことや疑問点があったら何でも相談してくれて構わないよ。 ここでは僕の方が先輩だからね。
That'd be a huge help. I'm really grateful to have an acquaintance who's in the same grade as me. Nothing against Urara and Mao or anything, but there are topics I'm reluctant to get into with girls. Particularly now that I need to start focusing on building my relationship with my destined partner and connecting with her. There's bound to be things I can only discuss with other boys. Of course there is.
相変わらずうららちゃんやまおちゃんと仲がいいのか。妬ましいな君は。
There's really nothing to be jealous about. Don't you have a cute cousin of your own, Tyson?
いるよ。でもあの子にはなんていうか、うまいこと手のひらの上で転がされてしまってね。
Oh, so she's that type, huh?
将来が楽しみではあるんだけどね。まあ僕には難しいタイプさ。
I have a feeling we're gonna meet this person soon. That's scary. All I can do is pray that one of my three isn't like that.
ま、こんな具合に女の子に関する相談なら僕に任せてくれよ。この学園の女子学生のことなら大体頭に入っているから。
That isn't concerning at all. Still as obsessed as ever, I see. Wait. Despite his extraordinary passion for girls, he never gets anywhere with them. That pretty much sums up Tyson in a nutshell. Isn't that the same as you, though? Well, I'm one to talk, because I'm not so different from him myself. I like how I just said that, and then that happens. But if that's the case...
なんだい？早速気になる子でも見つけたかな。はじめちゃんは手が早いな。
It's not like that. I'm just interested in a name I heard somewhere before. The name is Nami Nagumo.
ああ、彼女に会ったんだ。そうか。
The fact that he's like just smirking like that with those eyes, something's up. Tyson nods in a meaningful way. What kind of person is she? She had like a bodyguard or something with her.
坂城さんだね。あの人は南雲さんの護衛だよ。それにしても気づかないか。
He literally just mentioned she had a bodyguard or someone with her.
はじめちゃんはあんまりニュースとか見ないタイプだね。
You're right, but what of it?
どうかしたも何も。彼女は南雲首相の娘さんだよ。
Good luck main character with that one. What? The Prime Minister's daughter? I'm so surprised I can hardly think straight. Oh right, that explains why the destiny count was so astronomically high. I really have no idea how I'm supposed to get on good terms with someone like that.
どうしたんだい？そんな疲れた顔をして。
It's nothing. Ugh. What am I going to do? Dawn the next day. Today is the entrance ceremony and opening ceremony, so no classes will be held. That said, a more important event for me awaits.
神林真央です。去年から続けての人も初めましての人も仲良くしてくださ
They're in the
い。
same
よろ
class,
しくお
huh?
願いします。
Self-introductions. The first inevitable event of the new semester. This is where my classmates' first impression of me this year will be determined.
はい。じゃあ次は兄ちゃんの番。
Alright, she calls him Bubby at the freaking immediately. Oh, okay. Because I've got the undivided attention of my classmates, I can't help but be nervous.
頑張って。
Although it helps having someone in class I know. Mao has the same last name, so our student numbers are close and naturally, so are our seats, as she's right next to me. It's really encouraging to have an acquaintance nearby in a totally foreign environment like this one.
お兄ちゃん
Oh, they're getting on that.
今お兄ちゃんって言われてたよな。なるほど、そういうことか。
The only problem is that the other students here Mao called me that. Damn it, this is honestly pretty tough. Times like these, it's best to be straight from the start. I'm Hajime Kanbashi. Sitting next to me is Mao, my cousin, who has been calling me Bubby for a long time now. So we're not actually brother and sister. Also, I only recently transferred here, so there's a lot I still don't know. I hope I can count on all of you for help. Thank you very much. Alright, that should do the trick. You specifically told them that you weren't brother and sister. You should have mentioned your cousins, though.
いとこにお兄ちゃんと呼ばれているだって。なんだそれリア充か。リア充なのか。
やはりそういうことだ。
I should have known this was going to happen. Now I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb no matter what. Should have just glossed it over.
そうだ、羨ましいぞ。僕もお兄ちゃんと呼ばれたい。いやさ、むしろお兄さんと呼ばせてください。
Okay then, Tyson. What's more, the biggest response comes from an acquaintance. With that unexpected event sandwiched in between, this self-introductions continue.
与永大善です。女子も男子も分け隔てなく愛していくつもりなので、仲良くしてください。
So he goes both ways. But the self-introductions don't end there.
南雲七海です。
The back row near the window. She sits there, ignoring her student number. She is clearly receiving special treatment.
若輩者ですので、至らぬ部分が多々あるかと思います。ご迷惑をおかけしないよう努力いたします。1年間よろしくお願いします。
Okay. Her short but polite self-introduction comes to a close. Taking her seat with a dignified and serene expression, she directs her gaze towards the teacher. I can't figure out if there's something to this or not. I just thought it piques my interest that the girl I just happened to meet ended up in the same class as me. Yeah, happened to meet. The short homeroom ends. While my classmates are on the move, I still have something left to do. I still have to close the distance with her a little. And we saw how this went last time. And to do that, I only need to talk to her, even if only for a few minutes. I want to find something that can serve as a starting point for shortening the distance. Though I'm nervous, I have to do my best. But then, just as I'm leaving my seat, the bodyguard comes in. Oh no. So it wasn't the bodyguard, it was the cousin. Mao strikes up a conversation with me from the next seat over. Oh, what's wrong? A few simple words would have been enough, but faced with an apology, I respond without thinking.
私がお兄ちゃんって呼んじゃったせいで目立っちゃったから。
Of course it would. Oh, don't worry, it's in the past. Besides, it gave my classmates something to remember me by. I guess that's a good thing. Whether good or bad, at least they remember.
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。そう言ってもらえてほっとしちゃった。
Because of the looks of relief on her face, I suppose she's completely oblivious. Oblivious to the fact that she's still calling me Bubby.
またしてもお兄ちゃん連呼だと。
I was supposed to be like Grubby or something? Like the Oni-chan's brother or whatever?
なんたる羨ましさか。
俺の見立て通りの
Boise gives me concerns. Thanks to this, I currently stand out, or rather, the three have been reacting positively this whole time. But that aside, I still have to talk to Nanami. She probably left while you were talking.
いや、全くもって羨ましいね。僕もお兄ちゃんと呼ばれてみたいものだ。というわけで、一度呼んでみてくれないかな、真央ちゃん。
やだよ。大善君はお姉ちゃんじゃないもん。
Neither is the main character, though. Now Taizen's talking to me, too. As interested as I am in Nanami, I just can't be mean to two of my most important acquaintances here. Maybe you should ask a relative, Taizen.
何度かそういうお願いはしたことあるんだけどね。
I can see why you have troubles with them, because they probably don't have troubles with you too.
あるんだ。
Of course it has.
あいにくわざとらしいというかぎこちなさが出てしまってね、自然な響きじゃなくなるんだ。ナチュラルに呼ばれてこそじゃないか、お兄ちゃんって呼び方は。
You're really being quite specific on that.
そうなの？
Don't ask me, that's his hang-up, not mine. This guy really is beyond obsessed. But I can't say I like that. I just like that about him. It's not that I don't know where he's coming from. But if Nanami were to ever hear that we share that in common... She left. Nanami is nowhere to be found. Damn it, she must have left while we were talking. I knew this was gonna happen. What to do? Like I have any idea where I should go. Rooftop.
おやはじめちゃんどうかしたっては彼女ならきっと送ってくれ
Called it. Huh? As I'm lost in a daze, Tyson turns to me and winks. Oh, he's trying to tell me to go after her. What a reliable man to be able to pick up on that so quickly. Sorry, man, I've got to go. He's either being a good bro, or he's messing with you.
ああ、うん。でも、お兄ちゃん、屋上に行くつもり？
Yeah, I am. Why do you ask? Because she could probably hear what Tyson said. I had no use in hiding it and answer her honestly. I couldn't help but take note of the slight concerned look on Mao's face. There's something up with the roof.
なんでもない。
Mao hesitates as if she's biting her tongue. Though that piques my interest a bit. I have no choice right now but to head to the roof. Alright, be back soon.
いってらっしゃい気をつけて
The fact that he's saying take care makes me even more concerned.
じゃあね。
Tyson smiles brightly while Mao looks anxious to speak. Okay, I really want to get to the roof now. Faced with two people with opposing facial expressions, I leave the classroom. As if I'm reliving the previous day, I take the exact same route to the rooftop. Pushing the door open, Nanami is there just like she was the day before.
誰かと思えば、あなたですか。
Excuse me, Nanami, do you mind? I take a step forward and stop. There's no sign of Hanayo. Then again, she did grab me from behind yesterday. So if he came out the door and she was standing by the like metal fence thing, did Hanayo come from up the like ladder there or something? I looked behind me before approaching Nanami any further.
おや、今日は気づきましたか。
Hanayo stands in the shadow of the open door. Never mind, I was overthinking it. I put my hands up as soon as I see her. I have no intentions of harming Nanami. I just want to talk to her a little.
さておき、お嬢様にお話がしたいのですか？転入生の神林はじめさん。
They researched him. How do you know my name?
この学園の関係者の名前と顔は全て頭の中に叩き込んでありますので。
That's actually pretty impressive. You what? She didn't just say the students, she said everyone, didn't she? Impressive words said without any hesitation.
今年は転入生が2人いると聞いたので、マークするのは当然でしょう。
So there was only two of them. Was it him and his brother, or no? It wasn't her. 'Cause I'm not sure if she actually. No, yeah, it probably was her actually.
私はお嬢様の個人的な SP ですから。
SP. SP, basically an escort or a bodyguard. I guess it's only natural considering that she's the Prime Minister's daughter and all.
坂城花代。この名前は別に覚えなくても構いません。
Okay, probably won't remember the last part.
ちなみに SP はセクシーフィジカルの略です。
Of course it does. How can you see that with such a straight face? What's with this person? I kind of sense, but she has a playful side to her as well.
まあ、ここに気軽に足を踏み入れるのが転入生くらいのものという理由もありますが。
So the roof does have a problem. The way she says it makes it seem like ordinary students wouldn't come here. And now bitter tongue earlier as well. I guess the rooftop is a special place for both Nanami and the school.
そのくらいにしましょうか、花代さん。神林さんのお時間を取り続けるのも悪いですし。
You don't have to worry about that. He came here to talk to you.
承知しました。久しぶりに持ちネタが出せて はしゃぎすぎました。
Trademark joke. She clearly just said joke right now, didn't she? I feel like my thoughts have been all over the place this whole time.
それで私に話というのは？
Yes, but... Oh, wait, time for a fresh start. I've got to do my best to make a good impression on her. You failed that a long time ago. First of all, allow me to apologize for yesterday. It was very rude of me. I start by bowing deeply. I mean, it really was quite rude of me to grab her all of a sudden.
気になさらずに、神林さんに痛い思いをさせてしまいましたし。
I think it was painful in more than one way, what with him hitting the ground and him realizing how big that number was.
ですが、昨日の取り乱し方はただごとではありませんでしたね。いやー、そりゃななみさんはスタイルいいですからね。女の私でもそんな目で見ちゃいますって。
Of course you're here. And you just waltz right into the conversation. Huh? Urara?
女性からでもって、そんなことを言われましても。
And now she's concerned.
おやあなた、いつの間に。
I assume she just appeared from the aether or something. As opposed to Namnami, who's bright-eyed, frankly holding her hands to her cheeks. Hanyo is still cool and composed. As if taking precautions, Hanyo turns towards Urara and scans her with an expressionless gaze, reminiscent of that of a bodyguard, because she is one.
すみません、声が聞こえてしまいまして、それでついお邪魔しちゃいました。
Leaving me behind, Urara bows to the two of them, and I see she has a new hair ornament, whatever this creepy rabbit thing is.
はじめまして、ななみさんに花代さん、兄さんの妹の神林うららです。転入早々、兄さんがご迷惑をおかけしたみたいで、重ね重ねお詫びいたします。
There's another one on the other side. Is there no chink in her armor? She just waltzed right in. I do appreciate the assist though. Thanks to her, the previous conversation flows naturally.
妹さんでしたか。改めまして、お兄さんのクラスメートの南雲ななみです。どうも、坂城花代です。
Okay, everybody seems to be getting along.
よろしくお願いしますね。それで、兄さん。
Okay, what do you want him to do? Ouch! Did she just slap me? As she turns towards me, she slaps me on the cheeks with both hands. Oh, wow. And as an added bonus, she locks her hands around my head. What are you doing?
さて兄さん、ここでダラダラお話ししてもあんまり意味はありません。
Whispers in a small voice without listening to my objection.
大事なのは、とにかく印象に残ること。短く、そしてなおかつ相手の心に響く言葉が必要ですよ。
Okay. That sounds hard. I whisper back to her.
難しくてもやるんですよ。相手が誰だと思っているんですか。
Nanami's the Prime Minister's daughter. Oh, right. She's also one of your destined partners. Bet she's used to awkward utterance and proper apologies. Oh, never mind. That means pretty words are probably going to have little effect on her.
それじゃあ、頑張ってください。
And she disappears again.
多少なりとも縁のつながっている相手であれば、効果はきっと大きいはずですから。
Saying that, she releases her hands. She's right. And as it stands, I still have this enormous 800 million point deficit I have to overcome. What happened to the other 70 million? A straightforward attack isn't going to be enough to get this job done. Okay, I can do this. Excuse my sister's interruption. Shall we get back to the conversation at hand?
はい。
What are my good points? I'm different from other students. Right, I'm a transfer student. Then maybe I should feign ignorance and just touch on what piqued my interest. Ooh, I'm really not sure, but I have no choice but to try. Actually, there's something I'm curious about. Can I ask you a blunt question?
どうぞ、何でしょう。
Now's my chance. I calm my breathing. I've gotta nail these words. Why do you come to this place even if you don't really like it here? What did you notice? For a moment, Nanami shows signs of having to catch her breath. That she doesn't like this place is purely intuition. It's the impression I got from her both yesterday and today. Well, I didn't notice that.
本当にぶしつけですね。
Sorry about that. In other words, the question shook her up a little. At the very least, it appears to be a question that touched Nanami's heart.
他に場所がないからです。
Not encouraging. After a pause, Nanami answers me, I'm convinced she speaks the truth and isn't lying. That's because somehow or other I get the impression that she's straight as an arrow. She both stands up and sits down straight, and that's why she answers me straight away. That's the feeling I get.
この返答でよろしいですか？
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you answering my inexcusable question so honestly. That was a bit of a weird question. Well then, we should be going. Let's go, Urara. There's no need to stay longer than it took to ask that single question. Or rather, I have no idea what kind of expression or conversation to have after asking such a question.
はいな。それじゃあ失礼します。
Just as I try to leave the route with Urara,
許可なんていりませんよ。
Nanami calls out to me. For what? I'm guessing she means permission to come to the roof?
ここは学園の敷地内です。来るのも去るのも私に報告する必要なんてありません。
I feel like that question got him more points than he expects. I see, I suppose you're right. Alright then. See you tomorrow.
はい。また明日。
With that brief exchange, my short conversation with Nanami comes to a close. Whew. Not thinking I'd stop halfway down the stairs, I let out a huge breath. That was nerve-wracking and really blunt. Maybe a bit too blunt. I won't blame her if the question made her mad.
お疲れ様でした、兄さん。いやー、思い切りましたね。
So it worked? I feel like I've used up a week's worth of courage. And it occurs to me that I'm sweating profusely.
確かにそれくらい使っていそうだったね。
Who's this one? Right, I'm... Wait, what? That voice just now.
どうしてこの場所が嫌いなのか。いや、なかなかできる質問ではないね。そして確信はついている。スマートな問いかけだ。うんうん。
You've only appeared for like 20 seconds and I still already don't know what to think of you. You... I've seen this girl's face before. Not that there's any way I'd forget. 3 destined partners. One of them, if I recall correctly, her name is...
おやおや、盗み聞きですか？感心しませんよ、ゆかりちゃん。
So she's younger than you.
たまたまこの耳が勝手に声を拾ってしまっただけさ。いけない耳だな。
Yes, it's the ear's fault.
それじゃあ罰としてかじっちゃいましょうか。優しくすると約束してくれるならいいよ。
Wow. These two seem pretty close. Aurora?
ああ、すみません。紹介もしないで盛り上がっちゃって。クラスメートのスオゆかりちゃんです。
So she is younger.
ゆかりちゃん、こっちが私の兄さんの看板師はじめです。スオゆかり、ゆかりでいいよ。気楽に話しかけてほしい。よろしく、先輩。
Nice to meet you, and thanks for making friends with my sister. Oh wow, I can't believe she's Aurora's classmate. What luck, yet another point of contact. Yes, luck is what's totally doing this, not the god phone. Alright, I need to check her destiny count right away. That was weird. Nanami was an extraordinarily high number. Maybe this girl will also be... That's actually surprisingly small. 65,535. That's kinda high, huh? After seeing 870 million, you call that high? Wow. But it doesn't feel quite as impossible.
どうしたんだよ兄さん。そんなに見つめられると重早いんだけ
She has an interesting personality. Boston on Bunny, she's going to blush, right? Oh, sorry, I just find you to be somewhat distinctive.
ど。そうだね。覚えやすいだろ。特にこの眼帯とか。まあおかげで風紀委員からは目をつけられているけれど。
That doesn't surprise me somehow.
それに友人もできにくい。おや？メリットがない気がしてきたね。あははは。
There has to be some reason why you're wearing it. You laugh, I don't think that's anything to laugh about.
私はいけてると思いますよ。
Of course you would.
ありがとう。うららちゃんは私にとって貴重な友人だよ。できればお兄さんとも仲良くしたいところだね。あんな問いかけができる人だから。
So she wants to be asked difficult questions.
ところでお兄さん、どうしてななみ先輩は屋上が嫌いだと思ったのかな。
And it was just my impression is all. May I continue?
もちろん。
Her face won't look that way it did if she did like the place. Nanami standing on the roof is like a painting, almost too much so. It's almost as if she's grown too accustomed to the place. There was something stiff about her face.
なるほど。シンプルだけどいい感性だ。いいねお兄さん。できればこのまま聖域に踏み込み続けてほしいな。
The sanctuary.
何かが起きるかもしれない。
The sanctuary? I think I called that line before they actually showed up.
お兄さんがついさっきまで言って出て
Why do
き
they
た
call
場所
it
さ。
that?
ななみ先輩は手強いよ。頑張ってくれお兄さん。
She walks up the stairs as she says the words.
それじゃあまた明日うららちゃん。はいな。
She calmly walks to the door to the sanctuary. What's the meaning of all this? There's no place for Nanami Nagano besides the sanctuary. Nanami, my distant partner and classmate, apparently hadn't been totally straight with me after all. Why would you be completely straight with somebody you just met? The sanctuary. I softly repeat the name I just heard from Yukari. I get that it refers to the school, but that's about it. What do you think it means?
さて、そのままの意味なら神聖な土地とかそういう意味になりますけど、兄さんが気にしているのはなんでゆかりちゃんがそう言ったのかってとこですよね。
Yeah, that would be probably it. Pretty much. When I think of the word sanctuary, the rooftop isn't exactly the first place that comes to mind.
まあそういうことでしたら、それこそ私たちの聖域で相談とかしてみませんか？
What is your sanctuary? Is you going to take him away again? As she says that, she pokes the G phone icon with her finger. You're right, now's the time to try again. I pull out my own smartphone, as if entitled to do so. Does he have the app too? An unfamiliar icon has been added to the most prominent part of the home screen. It's also called Consultation Room. Oh, he's going back. So it really is an app, huh?
時代のニーズに応えた形です。わかりやすいでしょ？
That is pretty simple. Yes, but what use is it? Tap the icon as I say the words. The moment the app launches, you've been taken away again. My surroundings change completely.
というわけで、私の聖域こと横断の間にようこそいらっしゃいまし。
And she changed immediately again. At the same time, Rona's clothes changed in an instant. Why I don't really understand how it works. I'm glad that you've prepared a place like this for us. I think it should have been wow, not why.
ここなら人の目や耳どころか時間も気にしないで相談タイム取れますからね。
That's true. So you're saying that time doesn't pass in the real world for as long as we're here? How exactly does that work? God magic.
それはですね、神様パワーのおかげです。
Called it. You just didn't want to explain it, did you? Well, now that I think about it, I don't really need to know. It's just that kind of room.
新力によっていかなる時間軸とも交わらない独立した時間軸を形成し、その中に固有の結界を生成して。
That is pretty complicated. Okay, sorry I asked.
ね、ちゃんと説明しようとすると面倒でしょ。
Will you just make saying random things?
どこからでも入れて元いた場所に戻れる。さらには入っている間は時間が止まっている素敵空間。そのくらいの認識がちょうどいいんですって。
That's true. At first mention of time axis, we were already entering science fiction territory. The moment that a god appeared before you was where it started going whack. And I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. Well, what's wrong with science fiction?
ともあれ、これが私たちの聖域なわけなんですが。
Okay. Start to think of the school rooftop in the same way as this place like this.
こんなオカルトチックな場所なんてそうそうにあるわけありませんし。
You have a way with complicating my mood, Aurora. That's what happens when you associate gods with the occult.
さておき、聖域ですか。まあ兄さんの想像通り本来の意味そのままでしょうね。もしくはここでしか通じないローカルの意味もあるか。
That feels weird. Yeah, at the very least, I get the feeling that the word's not being used positively. The way Yukari said it, I get the sense that she was using it somewhat ironically.
まあ仮にどんな意味だろうと兄さんのやることは変わりませんからね。
The same goes for you. I am to give my destined partner, Aurora is to observe me. What we have to do remains the same. There are a ton of things I need to know. I need to know about school rules and about the girls. I know almost nothing as of yet. How'd you get into school without learning the rules? And that's why I'll do my best. I can't afford to look to the side or to the rear. I have to move my eyes focused firmly on what's in front of me. I swear I will do it. Yeah, and I think that will probably be a good place to stop for now. I will save for now and probably come back and play this again next Sunday. So, for anybody who's decided to stop by and watch this VOD, or catch this on YouTube, I guess I will be seeing all you next time. Goodbye.